Hey folks, welcome to Wolpin's Gaming 10. Today we're going to unbox the game Lines of Lydia, designed by Johnny Pack, artwork by Daryl T. Jones, and published by Bellwether Games. It's a game designed for 2 to 4 players, expected to be played in roughly 30 to 60 minutes, so I'm guessing maybe player count has a little something to do with that. On the surface of it, it looks like a Euro, pretty much. And from what little I've seen of the game, it certainly has Euro aesthetics to it. But I mean, the artwork certainly does not feel out of place in what you would expect for a Euro game itself. Now, thematically, there is something very interesting going on with this particular game. It basically is centered around the era when coins were first introduced in human history. And obviously, we all know the significant impact that has on how things work. So the game basically delves into that, maybe not in a lot of great detail around the historical aspects, but mechanically uses that as a key, basically linchpin for the game itself. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one works out. The game is also, of course, designed by Johnny Pack, who recently has done quite a few games. For me, at least, he's best known for Coloma, but he's also done A Fistful of Meeples, Sierra West, and a couple of other stuff. So definitely somebody who's making a bit of his mark on the scene, as it were. Flipping the box over, not a lot going on in here. There's a lot of text, so description on sort of like what the game is all about. List of the contents. We're not going to worry about this because we'll check it out for ourselves. But it does say that you get 8 mini expansions in the game, which certainly is not a small number. I'm going to assume that these are probably just like small modules you can include or sort of like take out rather than major expansions. I mean, it also does say mini expansions, so maybe that's a bit of a giveaway. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the game in a couple of videos online, but I've not seen the components myself in person, so I'm excited to crack into this one and see what we have inside. So let's maybe do that very quickly. Now, I will call out, because this game was on Kickstarter, that the version that I have here is the retail version, so we're not going to see any deluxified components in here. Whatever we see in this box should pretty much be the same things that you would find in the game if you were to pick it up in retail yourself. So that's there. So with the shrink off again, artwork on the cover, it's not bad. It's all right. We'll get this off. Standard inside of the lid. Thickness is all right. It's pretty much what you would expect for a game of this type. Now here we have the rule book. So we've already seen the artwork on the box cover, and on the back you have the appendix with the done summary, get actions, fountain actions. So something you can maybe pass around and use. A lot of flavor text gives you the setup for the game itself. And these are numbered, so that's always nice. Gameplay, play summary, different gate actions that you can do, fountain actions that you can do, properties, playable bonuses, game end and scoring. So that's there. Now we have the expansion rules. So here we see the 8 different expansions. You have King Croesus, I believe is the correct pronunciation. My apologies if I'm getting that wrong. Waters of Pactolus, Artisans Guild, Courtyards, Al-Yeti's Tomb, I think, Royal Architects, Chariot Races, that's the 7th one. There should be one more, Estates. So we get 8 different modules. Certainly, hopefully adds variability to the game as you're going through it. Appendix, property cards with their explanations by the look of things. And then, of course, we saw the back at the very start. So overall, the rulebook certainly seems to be one that's not going to be that difficult to get into. There's a lot of visuals in there that hopefully make learning the game a little bit easier, hopefully. But I'll crack into this later on and see what's happening in here. I do have plans for a tutorial for this being put out as well. I expect that to go live within a couple of days of this video going live. So if you're checking it out in the first couple of days, tune back in later on. The tutorial video for this should be live as well. But if you're checking this out anytime after that, just check the link down below. Tutorial should be up there. All right, so now we move on to the cardboard punch outs. We get the central board of the game. It is double-sided, but I'm not really sure if it's functionally any different. I don't know. Does not really seem functionally different. They seem to be pretty much the same thing. That's there. Thickness, it's all right. It's not too bad. A couple of other stuff that punch out. These I think might be some of the modules that the game comes with. Yeah, I think these might all just be sort of like part of the mini expansion modules in here. So you get these. Although some of these might be the starting tiles. I don't know. Again, I've not played the game before, so not sure how all of these would work, but I think these are the mini expansions that they were talking about. This is a round marker or something, probably something that goes in the center of the board. The Kickstarter version had a wooden piece that replaced this, so this is what you would get in the normal retail version, I think. Then we have the others. I'm not going to go through all of these, but they're all punching out well. Quality seems to be pretty decent on the cardboard. We get a score pad, single-sided. Oh, it's sideways, single-sided, but hopefully enough. And I mean, you can probably score without the score pad as well if you were to run out of it. We get meeples. So here we have some pretty standard wooden meeples in the red color, and I assume we're probably going to find these for other colors as well. So that's what the red ones look like. Come to these in a second, but you get purple ones, which are not a standard player color. They could be one of the mini expansions. We get green ones, which are one of the player colors. You get yellow, which I believe is another one of the player colors, which you can sort of like tell from this. And then you have the blue ones. So these are all the meeples that you get in here. Now, oh, it looks like I do have this. Hello. This goes at the center of the playboard. So, yeah, I mean, they look like the same thing. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. I could be getting my versions mixed up. It is definitely a retail version for sure. But yeah, so it looks like maybe the retail one comes with this as well. All right. Which is not bad. I'm not going to complain about having extra stuff in there. So that's there. Now the game comes with these different bags as well. And we have 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We do have 4 of these. Let's have a quick look at one. No, nothing printed on it. And kind of sort of fits in. There's enough space in there for you to go all the way in if you had to. My hand is not the thinnest in the world, but it does go in. Although, you know, if your hand is bigger than mine, which is certainly possible, you may struggle a little bit more. But I think overall it's reasonable enough in terms of what it is. It's not going to go all the way in, but I think it goes in enough. So we'll move that off to the side. Now we have more of these. And these, from what I've seen, are markers that go on your player board to keep track of the different resources. And these are printed on one side. So that's nice. And you get these in 4 different colors. So blue, yellow, green, and red. And you're going to have a set of each for each player. So that's there. You get these colors which go on the corner of the game board itself. They sort of remind me of those different palace pieces in 5 Tribes, but they're obviously not quite the same. But yeah, well, it's big enough, I guess. All right, so I'm going to come to the cards at the very end, maybe. We get a whole bunch of different Ziploc bags. Gel pack, we don't care about that. This, if I remember correctly, was one of the mini expansions, so don't know what this guy does, but there's certainly just one of him, so he's unique. Definitely much bigger than the standard wooden meeple pieces that we saw earlier. Now we get a whole bunch of these as well. I don't remember if this is the standard game or one of the mini expansions, but yeah, these are sort of like golden colored, kind of. Let's see if I can give a better sense of it. So standard meeple, but just in a different color from the regular player colored ones. Then we have these 4 pillar shaped thingies. These also go on the playboards, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so you can sort of like see the pillar shape right over there. Right, next up we have the coins. And it's interesting that this was not in a sort of like a cardboard punch-out thingy, but doesn't look like it's cardboard punch-out actually. This might actually be wooden, and you can sort of like see from the side of it, these are not punched out, and they definitely make a different kind of a sound when you do that. So it definitely has a much better feel and texture than cardboard punch-out coins. So that's good. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything other than that kind of a coin game like this. But again, if coins are the central theme of the game itself, you might as well make them a little bit more interesting, and they certainly have done that here. Now, if you were to get the deluxe version of this game, I understand that you do get metal coins in that, but this one obviously does not have it, but I'm very happy with these. So they're big, nice and chunky, not very thick, but they feel much better than cardboard coins, so I'm very happy with these. Then, of course, we have the 4 different player boards, which are double-sided. Not sure if that helps or not. I'm also not sure if there's variability to the 2 different sides, but yeah, thickness seems to be pretty decent on these. Hopefully you can make that out. Let's see. Yeah. And you have the sort of like the indents on the side where you might be slotting things in, I think. Maybe. Or is it just aesthetic? I'm not sure. But those are the 4 different player boards. So that's there. And then lastly, we come to the cards. So this might be an expansion of some sort. So we'll come to that at the very end. Let's have a look at this guy first. All right. Yeah, the artwork certainly is not bad. The artwork certainly looks quite good on these cards. There's a good level of detail. It's bright, it's colorful. They're certainly popping quite a bit as well, so that's good. These might be in the different play colors, perhaps. I don't know. You have purple, or maybe not. I might have gotten that wrong. Never mind. But you get these. Now, interesting thing is that you do get something printed on the back as well. So I'm not sure how this basically works. So you have this card which maybe does something, and then you have something on the other side which does something else. Maybe one is sort of like a more enhanced version of the other side. If these are points, then this certainly has higher points. Maybe you pay a certain cost, flip it over to something that gives you more points. I don't know. But yeah, they basically have a lot of these. So even this one, for example, you have this side giving you 6 points, giving you 3 points, and it looks like, yeah. So maybe it is something like that. The action seems to be, the action seems to be different as well. So you're upgrading this side to this side, which gets you more points, allows you to do maybe a better action. Yeah. Thickness on these cards, I wish they were thicker, but texture is good. Certainly has a good finish on it. But I do wish that the stock were maybe a little bit thicker, but that could also be just me nitpicking on this. But overall, definitely very happy with the artwork on these. They certainly look good. And then with the last set of cards, yeah, so this seems similar to what we have seen before, maybe just sort of like maybe expansion cards that do specific action or something like that. So that's there. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything that comes in the box for Lines of Lydia. I mean, at the price that I got it, and I sort of like did get it at the full retail, it seems like a pretty inexpensive or reasonably priced game, rather, I would say. Inexpensive might be still be the wrong word. But considering the price point, the component quality that we have in here, I'm certainly very happy with it. And especially the coins for me were definitely a standout, so that's good. Well, the coins right there. So that's definitely good. But otherwise, that's everything that comes in the box for Lines of Lydia. If you do want to learn the game in terms of how it plays as well, as I'd mentioned earlier, I should have the tutorial for this up within maybe a couple of days of this video going live. So check the link down below and hopefully that can help you get the game to the table faster. If you also enjoy unboxing videos like these and tutorials for similar games and reviews for similar games, subscribe to the channel. There's more of these videos coming up every week, so that will help you keep up to date on what is uploaded when. In the meanwhile, thanks for watching Lines of Lydia unboxing, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.